walking and talking with us. I appreciate this. We're here at the Bitcoin conference. I just wanted to ask you, there's a lot of craziness that we have to deal with in this world. A lot of things that we have to go up against, a lot of disinformation and propaganda. What gives you hope every day?
Hope?
What gives you optimism to keep the good fight, since you are involved in this kind of larger information fight?
Well, first, I have a dark Scandinavian soul, so I'm reconciled, to the sadness of life.
There we go.
Here, come on in the elevator with us.
Okay, beautiful. Oh, we're still doing this. Yeah, we're still doing it. They want me doing it this way.
Nice!
Now
what
we're
gives
live.
me hope in this moment is that most people I watch have become dumber, more complacent, more willing to kind of repeat whatever dumb slogan they're told to repeat. But a small minority of people seem to become so much. I've never interesting conversations than I've had in the last 2 years. I've never met more people I'm impressed by. All of a sudden I know all these people who are thinking freely, having just amazing conversations over meals. People just really seem to be assessing questions that actually matter, beginning with what happens when you die, moving all the way back to like who should control our money. The foundational questions, yes. And that's just no matter what the result is, that's worth it. That's great, I think. I don't know if it justifies all the turmoil we're having to live through, but it's certainly an upside, so that definitely gives me hope.
It's a challenge, and I think you definitely face the challenge head on, so I appreciate all your work.
Oh man, it was nice
thank you so much. Thank you so much for everything.
I love that show.
Yeah, thank you. Well, I raided Epstein's Island when allegedly he passed away, so that's what I do as part of my media company.
I love it.
But yeah, it's one of our best sellers too. It helps fund our independent journalism. So thank you for supporting independent journalism and talking to us too.
Well,
so
I appreciate it.
very
Nice
much.
to meet you.
Thank you so much,
Thanks.
Tucker.
Tucker Carlson, I love you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for what you do. I'm a huge fan of you.
Thank
I'm
you.
an enormous fan of you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Stuff.
Awesome.
I miss you on Temple, by the way.
I'll be back.
When?
I don't know. Whenever the time's right.
I watch it every day, and I keep looking out for you. So.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you. All right. So this is Lugudowski here of wearechange.org, and hopefully we can get back in here. But that, of course, is Tucker Carlson of Fox News. Just wanted to randomly start this broadcast in this kind of fashion. We're going to be continuing to do this live broadcast here as we walk in through our little area here for this particular event. I tried to do everything on a gimbal, and it was a little bit difficult since for some reason this live stream was started horizontally. I wonder if could we still flip it? No, we can't. Okay, for some reason we are live streaming this way, which is a little weird. It's gonna take a while for me to get used to this, but we're gonna be live here for the next, hour or so, walking around, giving you guys a kind of exclusive sneak peek perspective at what's happening here at this Bitcoin conference. As you can see from the start of this video, I patiently waited until Tucker Carlson was done interviewing Glenn Greenwald, and then asked him if I could ask him a question on camera, and then just had this perfect opportunity. Having a deeper conversation and perspective with everyone here. Hopefully we could get more people to sit down and do a little interview with us. I mean, talking to Tucker Carlson was pretty cool, especially during the beginning of this broadcast. Now let's see if we get the gimbal working. Get that in there. Okay, is it working? All right. Hold on. Did the battery die? Okay, 1 second. Oh, we got something. How's it going? Hey, is this it? No. Let me fix the mode. Now it's all crooked. Why in the world did this? Hold on. okay, I think the best thing that we're going to have to do is let go of this thing and just continue the conversation normally here. So we are live at the Bitcoin 2020 conference here in Miami. It's an absolute incredible event filled with really great speakers. I just finished my panel today that was on the topic of war and Bitcoin, where we talked about a lot of very important issues when it comes to specifically security, governments, regulations, and specifically this larger conflict that I framed it this way. The panelists had different kind of responses to it, but I, of course, originally talked about how there is a war on people's minds, and then I would even go further and say that there's a war on not just people's consciousness, but also the larger financial sector that we, of course, are all participating in, and that there's huge bombs of inflation being thrown that absolutely disrupt the standard living system, that disrupt people's ability to be able to just participate in normal society, especially when they go to the gas pumps or they're at the supermarket. They're having to deal with extraordinary situations, mainly because of the larger banker wars, the silent wars that are being waged against them through, of course, things like inflation. And when we have inflation, it's essentially just a larger tax by the government, essentially on particularly poor and impoverished people. So this is where I kind of gave my main talk here. I'm just going to give you a kind of run around and see who else we could talk to, start some conversations. If you guys have any specific questions, feel free to ask me, and I will be answering those questions here in the chat, giving you a perspective from inside the Bitcoin conference on its first official day. There's a lot of really incredible people walking around here. Zuby was just around here. As you saw from the beginning of this video, a lot of very prominent speakers here. We, of course, have Yanni from Rebel News also here, and one of our panelists who joined on the speakers. I'm live right now. I don't know if you guys are live right now, but for the people who don't, there you go. Awesome. I just got a little interview with Tucker Carlson. He just left. So I was like waiting for him to finish the interview, and then as soon as he was done, I was like, live, let's go live. Nice. And I started talking to him. We just started, so it's about 431. So do you guys want to maybe say something for the live stream, or I don't know if I'm interrupting?
I was about to interview Ben,
but you didn't start yet?
Yeah. So
okay, good.
Ask him a question.
But Ben, for the people who don't know you, who are you?
I'm the spokesperson and one of the organizers of the Freedom Convoy in Canada that upset Justin Blackface Diversity Trudeau.
That's a very nice name for him. I think that's a very accurate name for him.
We got to be accurate.
Yeah, but you guys faced a whole bunch of craziness, especially when it came to the government clapping down on peaceful protests. Like, you guys were peacefully coming together saying, hey, we just want to voice this larger concern that we have. And the government said, you know what, we're just going to go full 1984. That's my assessment. Am I wrong, or do you see it differently?
No, and it's even worse. I was not charged with any crime. I was not even accused of any crime. Yet I'm part of a group of people for the first time in the history of any liberal democracy, despite not having any charges, had all my bank accounts, credit cards, lines of credit, corporate accounts, all frozen. I couldn't buy a coffee if I wanted to. And I didn't do, legally, I didn't do anything wrong, but we're not at the point where the government just makes up whatever rule it wants and makes it retroactive, which is even crazier.
Absolutely. Where are you now? Has the government, are these temporary? Because this is what they always do. They say they're temporary procedures, and then what happens is they just end up extending them and extending them and extending them. These measures that they implemented against you, did they get rid of some of them? Are they planning to get rid of some of them? What is going to be happening with you in the future dealing with the government? Are they going to let go of some of this?
Like all governments and all politicians, they talk out of both sides of their mouths all the time, right? So what are they going to do? I don't know. We don't know. They did repeal the Emergencies Act. They did reinstate all our bank accounts after 7 or 8 days. But what my concern is, and the freedom movement should be concerned about, is the way I see it, this has been their precedent. They've frozen bank accounts without the legal authority to do that. You don't think that's going to happen again?
Yeah.
It's going to become a new, as they call it, tool from the finance minister. And I'm willing to bet when they start indiscriminately freezing bank accounts by accident, what's going to be the solution the government will propose? Well, maybe we need a social credit system. Because that way, you'll have a number, an ID to say, no, my account that's frozen shouldn't have been frozen because here's my social credit score. That's where we're going, and that's why we started the Freedom Convoy.
Awesome. And what's next for you guys? Where are you guys now in the face of everything that you guys are facing? What's the future hold for you guys?
Well, the lefties like the word intersectionalism, right? So there's this intersection between truckers and the Bitcoin community who are now coming together and helping to form, I call it the Delta Wave of the Freedom Convoy. And in the Delta Wave, they're going to be raising funds to defend the truckers who are still in jail, some of them, because they can't afford proper legal representation. It's going to have a legal offensive. Think of Nicholas Sandman, if you will, for all the massive defamation that they caused myself and many other people, and the convoy in itself, and some other attributes to this movement so we can continue it, because there's still such a thirst. Today there is a convoy in Vancouver that's on its way down to, in BC, on its way down to Vancouver, that's going to be holding a protest, and that should make at least alternative media, I think it'll be significant. This is not going away. People want their freedom, and politicians will have to learn that they're not the ones in control. They are hired by people to represent it at our request, not the other way around. And unfortunately, there are a lot of politicians who understand that, but there's some really bad ones who don't get it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. It was great having you on the panel. It was very interesting, a very lively discussion. A lot of great people. Anything else you want to say from the panel that we were on? Any other kind of final notes that you were left with?
The panel was amazing, and the Bitcoin conference was amazing. There's some journalists from Canada who followed me down here, and some other people who, if it weren't for the chief marketing officer of Bitcoin, Justin Trudeau, would have never taken an interest in Bitcoin. But now they're down here reporting on it, wanting to learn and wanting to communicate to their audience the importance of Bitcoin and freedom. And this panel was an excellent panel that really embodied all of that. And anybody who's not here, you got to come here next year.
Yeah, we had a packed house. It was crazy. It was wild. It was awesome. Yeah, what? Yanni didn't come? Yankee. Yanni, I'm just saying Yanni. He doesn't like when I say Yanni. I do it on purpose. Yanni does great work for Rebel News. Where can people find you? Anything? Is this your first Bitcoin conference?
I don't know much about Bitcoin, so I'll learn from people here.
I'll orange pill him.
Okay. All right. Good. Awesome. Good seeing you guys. Thank you. Sorry for taking over. Well, let me watch the screen here. All right. Sorry for taking over your interview.
BitcoinReports.com. That's where .ca. BitcoinReports.ca. That's where all my.
You guys are great with marketing with Rebel News. If I got to give credit.
Yeah, we buy URLs for everything we do.
Smart. Absolutely smart. Thank you so much for the interview. Really appreciate it. Yanni? Keep up the great work. Go support him. Hey, how's it going? I'm live right now, just so you know. Good to see you. I don't know if you want to be on camera or not. We just started the live stream. We got a couple people asking us some questions. We're live, just for a heads up. Yeah, thanks for having me. We're just know we're live.
Oh, I just want to say hi. I don't know if you remember me.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Good to see you. Amazing, incredible. It's been fun. It's been exciting. It's been up and down and a wild ride. So you want to take a photo? Here.
Thanks,
Nice.
man.
Awesome. Yeah, man. Thank you so much, man. But good to see you. Good to see everyone here. What do you guys think of the Bitcoin conference?
I think it's great. Fantastic.
What are you guys most looking forward to?
Well, we're actually here talking to a lot of people about the new project that we just launched. Well, we haven't launched yet. It's close to launch.
Nice.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's a new jurisdiction actually located in North Carolina by the Catawba Indian Nation.
Interesting. Awesome. Okay, I got to come by. Do you guys have space for an RV?
No, we don't have.
Okay. Okay. I'll still come by anyway. But where can people find out more?
They can go to catawbadigital.zone.
Awesome. Cool, man. Yeah, I'm going to keep walking around showing people around the Bitcoin conference. Good to see you again. Pleasure. All right, so we're going to continue the conversation. It looks like we got a super chat of 1,000 pesos saying Luke has been pesofied. Better technology provided to you by Richard Hark. PLSXX, true decentralization, no admin keys, ETH. fork that gives you free copies of our ERCs. That's a super chat that some people are giving here. Thank you very much. Getting a lot of compliments on the shirt here. Yesterday's shirt that I was wearing had a more French language. It wouldn't be YouTube appropriate. Yesterday's shirt, I had to literally have like another shirt just in case if I got kicked out of a venue that I just needed. That shirt is available on thebestpoliticalshirts.com. Also today, we are dropping an official report happening inside of Ukraine from one of the people that works with us very closely, Josh Friedman, an incredible independent journalist who works with We Are Change. He was there, surprisingly, on the ground in Ukraine. That video right now is being dropped on LukeUncensored.com. We're probably going to get Josh on this show here, but this is going to be a different video. We're not going to be talking about Ukraine. We're not going to be talking about Russia. We're not going to be talking about the larger geopolitical picture. We're going to be walking around talking to some very interesting individuals about freedom, financial security, independence, liberty, personal responsibility, and kind of giving you a perspective at one of the largest conferences in the world. And that, of course, is the Bitcoin 2022 conference. Again, LukeUncensored.com if you want to see on the ground, unbiased news from Ukraine from one of our dedicated, hardcore, amazing reporters, Josh Friedman. I can't recommend him enough. He does absolutely incredible work. Looks like there's like a chess tournament happening here. And if you want to watch our report happening from Ukraine, unbiased perspectives about what's actually happening there on the ground, you got to go to LukeUncensored.com. It's our sponsor video for today where you guys could watch that and participate in, of course, independent media and support us at the same time that you do so. So we're going to keep walking the grounds here and asking people's questions. A lot of people are asking people's questions. So if you have any specific questions, make sure you could ask me right now in the comment section below, and I'll be doing my best to, of course, trying to answer as many of them as I can. There's also an incredible art gallery. Mir One is also here. He's an incredible artist that does really great work. There's a Pooch. I love Pooch. And I'm going to be focusing here. I'm sorry my gimbal didn't work. Sorry for the problems that we had in the beginning of this broadcast, but we're going to make sure to, of course, fix that. People are saying in the comment section that was a 5D chess board game that was happening over there, probably with the level of Asperger's and high-level thinking that's probably apparent here at this conference. I'm just going to keep walking around. Hopefully I could find Lynn Ulbricht. She is the mother of course, Ross Ulbricht, who right now is in jail facing a double life sentence for starting a website. I covered the Ross Ulbricht story from the very beginning. We were one of the first people ever to interview Lynn Ulbricht. There's a sign for Ross here. So we were the first ones to interview Lynn Ulbricht when she was still trying to get her story out there. The corporate media, by and large, was of course slandering her or ignoring her. And this is what this conference is about to a lot of people. I talked to the organizer of this conference, and he's a big Ron Paul guy. He said he was watching all the old confrontation videos that we have on this channel, specifically going up to David Rockefeller, Lord Jacob Rothschild, pissing off the bankers, pissing off Ben Bernanke. So the organizer was watching a lot of those older videos. He's kind of a freedom-oriented individual, and this conference, one thing that it does definitely right is promote a lot of freedom-oriented causes and promote the larger philosophies of Bitcoin. Since, of course, Bitcoin, just like any technology, has good elements of it, bad elements inside of it. There's also this kind of realm that always existed of bimbos and lambos that is a little tiresome, to be quite honest with you. And truly, there is this kind of Wall Street establishment, big banking kind of feel to Bitcoin sometimes. And there's also the opposite of that, which is strongly principled people who believe in liberty, people who believe in personal responsibility, people who believe in creating an alternative to the current Federal Reserve system that, of course, we are all under. Now, as Bitcoin becomes more mainstream, how will it kind of respond to the existential pressures that, of course, it's facing Well, that's a very good question, since, of course, it looks like Bitcoin's becoming more mainline by the day, especially with what I'm about to show you in just a little bit. But here is just a small window, a small perspective of the over 25,000 people that, of course, are attending this Bitcoin conference happening right now in Miami, Florida. There's Jo Jorgensen. I don't know what I would ask her. Do you guys want me to talk to Jo Jorgensen, the former Libertarian presidential candidate? I remember not being the biggest fan of her, to be completely honest with you. But here I got a good perspective. I can see who's coming and going. But if you guys want me to talk to Jo Jorgensen, definitely let me know, and I appreciate you guys joining in on this broadcast. Share this video with your friends and family members. I think I'm going to go live until I can't anymore, until the battery on this phone dies, and that might be quite a while. So share this link with your friends and family members, especially if you want to see what gives Tucker Carlson hope in this crazy mad world. In the beginning of this broadcast, we did a short little interview with him as he was walking out, which was pretty cool. You know, again, I told Tucker before filming, I've been in media for a very long time. I don't always agree with what he says, but I think he does one of the most important jobs when it comes to questioning the establishment. That's the conversation we had. And then I asked him, can I ask you, what gives you hope out of all this madness? What makes you fight as much as you do? And he said yes, so I just quickly turned on the camera and recorded. And this phone didn't rotate correctly, and now we're shooting YouTube videos this way for some reason, which is absolutely mind-boggling, as of course I tried to film the other way and it didn't work. But that's troubleshooting problems. You know, we're not a mainstream corporate media outlet. We're independent media. We make things work as best as we can. Let me take you outside and show you the amazing kind of spectacular amount of people and different creative things that are, of course, here at this conference. Ahead of me is, of course, the larger convention area, where, of course, a lot of people are inside of. There's a bunch of different art there. There's a bunch of really cool different booths out there. And then outside is where they have the kind of music playing area, as well as a lot of different entertainment booths. And they also brought out a new technocratic bowl, which we're going to be showing you in a little bit, which is actually introduced by the mayor of Miami, who has had some mixed reviews here for the type of work that he's been doing. But he's been very favorable towards, of course, Bitcoin, and also helped open up this Bitcoin conference. And we're going to show you where he did that in just a little bit. But as you can see, a lot of people shilling a lot of different stuff. There's this cowboy hat dude. I forgot exactly who he is. But let me just take you outside and show you the Wall Street Bull and the larger. Holy cow, it is like a sauna outside, hot as wherever. It's hotter than the dens of Hollywood. Essentially what I mean is hell. But this is the Bitcoin Bull. We got a super chat by Heather Caden, says, are Max and Stacy there? Heather, if Max and Stacy are there, you're gonna definitely, yes they are. I'm gonna try to find them. And when I do, we're definitely going to talk a lot about El Salvador, because I have a lot of different questions. Now there's music playing over there. We don't want this broadcast taken down, so we are not going to be going to the music area here and just focusing here on this technocratic bull, which is supposed to be competing with the Wall Street Bull. As you know from Occupy Wall Street, the Wall Street Bull in New York City was a symbol that Occupy Wall Street protesters, of course, tried to take over. It was a piece of land that they tried to get protest signs on, and it was a ridiculous fight between the NYPD and protesters trying to, of course, secure the bull down at Wall Street. Now it looks like Miami has their answer to the New York City Bull, with the Miami Bull saying, the quote, the future of finance is here. Well, I do have to say one thing. I did come from New York City. I was raised in New York City, and right now it is an absolute utter crap hole that you do not want to find yourself in for many specific reasons, not just hepatitis, not just the possibility of getting stabbed or robbed, but you're dealing with the worst criminal elements of them all. Government. government in New York City that will literally strip you naked, take a pound of flesh, you're forced burned, whatever they can. New York City, some of the highest taxes, some of the craziest regulations, some of the most insane things you have to deal with in New York City with government snooping and putting its big nasty nose into all of your business. Now, Miami, also a Democratic city. The Democratic mayor is in favor of Bitcoin, and this is supposed to symbolize the bullishness of Bitcoin. Does it symbolize the corporatization of Bitcoin? Does it symbolize Bitcoin becoming the establishment and mainstream? Well, that's a debate that a lot of people are having, and I think that's a debate worth having since, of course, just like any technology, it could be wielded and used in many different ways. And I think when it comes to this conference, it gives me hope that there is a concerted effort to keep the principles strong here and to keep the individuals here focused on, of course, doing the right thing and not just caring about money. Hey man, I'm live. You want to be live or no? All right, here, I'll shake your hand. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. I love the shirt. It's awesome. So some people don't want to be on camera, and obviously we won't be putting them on camera. Let's check to see. In Wall Street, the bull has balls. Does this bull? No, this bull has no balls. Molly Pitcher, thank you so much for the super chat. You are seeing the bull's buttocks. I wonder if YouTube's gonna strike this down for adult content, but this is the type A content that you could expect here at We Are Change.org, a part of this independent media organization that, of course, doesn't take itself too serious. George Bergen says, Miami to be a crypto capital of America sounds good until Miami gets direct hit from a Cat 4 or 5 hurricane. I would say, George, that's not very optimistic thinking. Obviously, there's natural disasters that hit many places in the world, including even New York City. There was a hurricane that hit New York City. Kevin Claremont says they really dropped the balls, and I agree. Where's the balls? Why is the Bitcoin bull castrated? See, this is the thing. I personally drive a Dodge Ram diesel truck, and I put a huge set of like truck nuts on there. Huge, like it's unavoidable. I get stopped all the time. People drive by me and they honk their horn. They're like, "Oh, we love the balls," right? You shouldn't have to hide nature. You shouldn't have to hide, what gives the bull the true power. So people are saying it's not a bull, it's a steer, and I think I have to agree with them. But hopefully it doesn't represent the larger corporatization and the selling out of Bitcoin here. But who knows? Anything just depends on the people who use it, and it can be used in many different ways, in many different examples. And there's so many different things that you could, of course, take away from this larger representation of this Bitcoin conference. There's music over there. We're not going to go over there. It's a main music stage here. They just had Whale Night, which was a big party night last night. Let me take you in and show you some of the incredible art that they have inside of here and give you a perspective of what's really happening here on the ground. Again, just a sea of people absolutely everywhere. I left Yanni my stabilizer because I just didn't want to hold it. So hopefully Yanni from Rebel News, someone maybe could message him and be like, hey, Luke left his stabilizer at your desk. You're responsible for it. And then call him Yanni instead of Yankee. I don't know why I started calling him Yanni, but I just did. Great guy though. And he works really hard. Hey, how's it going? And obviously it's also great and very endearing to see a lot of people who support independent media, who support We Are Change, who are also here. I like this guy's chicken suit. Pretty cool. I want one. But it's also endearing having so much support. It definitely revitalizes me and gives me a way more energy to continue the work that I'm doing, because it doesn't get exhausting, especially with the death threats, the harassments, the bomb threats. There's a lot of different things that I have to deal with on a daily basis, while of course trying to manage an independent media organization. That doesn't make it the easiest. I don't want to make this into the complaining channel. I just really wanted to focus on and say that being able to meet some of the people who watch the content and hear thank you means a lot. And it's definitely very humbling. and it's definitely very energizing for me personally to be able to have, such an incredible response that you could actually see in the real world. That's not just marked by comments. So this is the media little booth that they have here. They asked me to do 2 hours on a live stream here, but that's a very long time, so I don't know if I'm going to be committing to that. This, of course, is the Bitcoin volcano and the larger stage here in the vending booth area that's unfolding here. Will Rush said central banking digital currencies, here we come. NWA, yes. Will, I understand your skepticism, but this was actually my first question that I asked Max Kaiser many, many years ago when Bitcoin was still, not even talked about in corporate media, when Bitcoin was still absolutely suppressed, when it was making very little headway, very little news, it was worth very little. I talked to Max Kaiser on this YouTube channel specifically about Bitcoin, and I asked him, how do we know that this is not a full track, trace, and database, Big Brother Orwellian technology? He gave me a very good answer about that, and I'm hearing very similar answers about that. So if you look up Max Kaiser, Luke Rudkowski, way back, we're talking about like 2012, 2013, you'll see me and Max talking about that. So this is a discussion that I've been having for a very, very long time. As I said, it's a technology just like the internet. In the early days, the internet was free, amazing, beautiful, and a net benefit. I would argue now that towards what's been happening to society, that Bitcoin, that the internet, especially big tech, social media, is a net negative, especially with how much psychological brainwashing and mind control that it conducts on the people. Look, there's Andrew Yang, who believes in a universal basic income, a CNN host, which it's like calling someone an insult. It's like, oh man, that guy's a CNN host. Ugh. God. So yeah, that's the guy who was the presidential candidate, Andrew Yang. Maybe I could ask Andrew Yang something. If you guys want me to ask him something, let me know down in the comment section below. But people are saying, bro, you're in Miami, we've got to hang out. Yes, I moved here to Miami. I live here now, and I'm going to be here for the foreseeable future. We got another super chat by the Cancer Man saying, Luke, watch for the Rage Pig. He's going to holler at you. Also, keep up the great work. Who is the Rage Pig? Sounds interesting. And sure, absolutely. Let the Rage Pig come out. So I wonder what Andrew Yang is kind of doing here and talking about here, since, of course, he's a big proponent of socialism and big government and essentially government controlling every aspect of your life and being your sugar daddy. See, personally, people are asking me to hold the phone sideways. It won't let me. I've been over this, trust me. You don't want your government to be your sugar daddy. You don't want your government to freaking control your access to money and resources. Once they start doing that, oh my goodness, you are going to have a very bad time, because you're dealing with essentially, you can't say it here on this YouTube channel, but devil-worshipping people who like to hurt small children in unspeakable ways. And I don't believe those people should be controlling my access to money. We're dealing with crony capitalism. We're dealing with socialism for the super rich. Everyone else is getting absolutely just screwed over. So UBI to me is just an absolutely ridiculous idea. We're going to continue on here off of the main stage here, here at the convention center at the Bitcoin 2020 conference. So yes, there's a problem with the YouTube app, and it won't let me we got some popo here. Wonder what the popos are up to. And it won't let me stream in a way where I could do it productive, where I could just do it normally. I can't. It just won't let me for some reason. There's a huge crowd of people here trying to see who else is around here. But yeah, obviously you have the general vending booth. I like this one, the Anti-Fiat Social Club. That's pretty cool. Can I grab one of these?
Please do.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. I love it. So obviously people have little games that they're playing. And let me show you some of the art. Some of the art is really pretty profound and very thought-provoking, to say the least. And there's even a depiction of moi in there, but we're going to try to keep it less focused on us, and more focused on what's really going on here. So a lot of different artists here, a lot of different ideologies, a lot of establishment types as well. So this is a mixed bag of a lot of different people. And this is Lynn Ulbricht. There we go. I found her. We're going to try to listen to this stuff.
What he's talking about when he says we need to worry and be aware of losing our freedom. So Ross is in that box instead of being here with us for something he did on a computer when he was 26 years old. There was no violence involved in his charges or his convictions.
Oh, I'm already
And
on board.
I think the crime really was that he put Bitcoin on the map. He proved with his site that Bitcoin could be used as money. And he did it by creating an online marketplace called Silk Road. And Bitcoin was the only means of exchange.
So we're going to try to talk to Lynn after she's done here, because probably the audio and video are not as clear and not as good. So we're going to keep walking around the art stage and then talk to Lynn Ulbricht in just a little bit. But this is the little art gallery that they have in there. A lot of psychedelic, trippy, weird art like what you're seeing here in front of me. And you, of course, have the honey badger being depicted here, eating some cash, some pepes, as you can see here. Monopoly money, which I think is a fair depiction. You got the V for Vendetta Dudo on a Keck horse. With some Nike. But yeah, as you can see, absolutely crazy packed house.
Really? That's cool.
This is a really interesting one. That's cool.
How you guys doing?
That's incredible.
The galleries of our friends.
What is this thing?
5 guys these two side by side. So they just bounce back and forth.
We're going to keep walking around here. Paige sent a super chat saying thank you. Well, thank you so much, Paige. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the super chats. And we're going to keep walking around here. And more Pepes. A lot of Pepes here this year. People are saying Ian would love that art. The last piece of art, absolutely. Here's another Pepe. There's one piece here that's really interesting. Looks like the people are saying ask everyone. Wait. People are asking me, do I have a ticket to get where I am in right now? Yes, you need a ticket to get into the art gallery. Here, of course, is also the president of El Salvador. And sadly, he had to cancel his appearance here at the Bitcoin meeting because of what he said was urgent matters in El Salvador. But of course, El Salvador was the first country to make Bitcoin its official currency. One of the commentators on the panel that I did today said that he's definitely not in favor of governments getting any kind of Bitcoin. NSX said, Luke Uncensored, hello, beautiful people. Well, thank you, NSX. Nice to see you too. More Pepes. Here. I bet Ian Crossland would just stare into this for like at least a few hours, and then he would finally come out of his room. Still mad at Ian for not doing the physical training that I organized at the Cast Castle. I will be holding that grudge against him. And I think this is the NFT section. Whoa. Oh, so this is art that gets activated through a certain app and then starts moving. Yeah, Ian would probably get lost in this art. He wouldn't just stare at it for a couple hours. He would slowly melt into it. But the art gallery definitely is. This is a Zimbabwean dollar. These are pretty cool too. People are saying slow down so you could scan the QR codes. I think you were referring. Oh, this one. I think this one's one of my favorites. It's it looks like Ben Bernanke is the head here. Is that Bush and Paulson? I think that's Volker. This one's incredible. People are saying I should do more live streams. I had a problem starting this one. It wasn't easy. Where is the art by? Oh, I guess this is the Ross Ulbricht exhibit. So this is, if you haven't been in jail, standard jail cell, and videos showing Ross Ulbricht. If you want to help out Ross, and if you don't know about the case, definitely go check out freeross.org, and they have a flyer here, freeross.org, and a lot of the people at this conference have made this one of their biggest vocal causes, since obviously a lot of them do believe that Ross should not be in jail, and the art depicting it definitely is very strong. Now, I'm trying to find the specific art where we had Mir 1. Hold on, maybe it's over here. No. Looks like they got the lizard people here. One thing I love about art is that one thing I love, I'm reading some of your comments too. One thing I really love about your art just in general, is that it inspires a lot of my work, a lot of the creativity, a lot of just questioning, hey man, oh here, this is Mir 1, and he's an artist that I met at Anarchapulco a few years ago, and he does very, very popular pieces that you've probably seen on the internet. Whiskey Sour says, I like art because it was once a thought. Yeah, I agree with that. And it's thoughts manifested with different expressive ways that speak in many different ways to different individuals. This, of course, is another very famous painting by Mir 1. And then this is his latest one, which is extremely, extremely thought-provoking, to say the least. On top, you have a lot of the big players whether Mr. Epstein, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, Michael Bloomberg, Jeff Bezos, Oprah Winfrey, Mark Zuckerberg, and of course Schmiegel himself, Dr. Fauci, and Bill Gates. Mr. Klaus Schwab is also depicted here as well. This painting, I feel like I could do a whole entire live stream just on this painting. And they're sitting at a table with some mRNA experimental stuff. And down below them are a lot of other interesting individuals like Immortal Technique, David Icke, Alex Jones, Julian Assange, Joe Rogan, Russell Brand, Glenn Greenwald, Ron Paul, Dr. Malone, Corbett Report, and me. Wow, I'm also on there, which is pretty cool. And I feel pretty lucky to be depicted here. Yeah, that's pretty freaking cool. And what Mir One told me is that these are the people that kind of inspire him. And Chomsky's there too. And of course, this is Abrima Abrovimich with Greta Thunberg. Now, this is the thing that I'm kind of worried about. Why am I underneath? This is what I asked Mir, the artist of this particular piece. I met yesterday here. And I'm like, why did you put me under Bill Gates' butt? Why am I? And literally, I'm under Bill Gates' butt. But I'm not complaining. It's just a little comedic and a little funny. I still love Greta Thunberg here. And of course, Abrovimich, the spirit cooker for the Podestas and the Clintons that we can't even mention on this YouTube channel. We can't even tell you what spirit cooking is. I don't think you want to know, especially if you're eating right now. You don't want to do any of that. But very thought-provoking picture. A lot of different personalities depicted here. A lot of different individuals involved here. And I have to say, Mir One definitely does very thought-provoking art, to say the least. This one also, very thought-provoking with the scenes. Very, at the Capitol. This was a painting that was done in 2015. Now the one with me on it is, if you want to scan the QR code to find out more about him, you can here. This one's called Destroy Your Illusions. It's oil on canvas, and they're doing a price upon for a request here. But yeah, there's Tedros, the head of the World Health Organization. But yeah, very, very thought-provoking painting, to say the least. And then this is another one that, of course, he has here.
It's you.
But yeah. So yeah, that's some of the art here. I think it's pretty thought-provoking. Oh, I like the Gestapo McDonald's. That one's pretty cool too. And then this one's pretty interesting too. People are saying, yeah, that's pretty crazy that painting was in 2015. I mean, I know, right? So these are more centralized bankers. This is the Deutsche in photos of other Deutsche. It's pretty cool to see paintings like that. And then you got exactly who this is. It's not Pepe, it's someone else. I forgot exactly who. But yeah, lots of very interesting art out here. I think I'm going to walk back to see if there's any other speakers around or any other people I should interview around in the speaker section. I just kind of wanted to show you the art section because it's a section that, of course, gets significantly underplayed in its importance to our society. Because if you don't have any art, if you don't have any culture, what the hell are you doing?
And we know people who have been freed from life sentences. It's a piece of paper and it can be done.
I've seen several of my friends go home after years, even decades in prison. More than one overcame a life sentence. Each time it happened, I weep for joy. Seeing a person regain their freedom, seeing them reunite with their family, there's nothing like it. So beautiful, it hurts. It feels like a miracle. We need more miracles.
Finally, Ross challenges us.
I challenge you to shine Bitcoin's light into the darkest places. I challenge you to set us free.
Please join me in taking up this challenge to get Ross out. I've had several people say to me at this conference already, Bitcoin will not be a success until Ross is free. And there's many people in the crypto space that have a lot of influence and connections. I'm told with the rise of crypto, influential politicians and congresspeople are very interested in it. One leader of this community told me he was having meetings with that level of power, and he said at every meeting I'm going to bring up Ross and let them know that the Bitcoin community wants him free. And it doesn't just have to be, you don't have to be powerful and well connected, just everybody you talk to about Bitcoin. Please let them know about Ross, our petition. It's on our website, freeross.org. Please spread the word, because Ross is right. I can't do this alone. Got so much help here, and from the Free Ross DAO people, and from so many supporters over the years. It's made such a difference. And together, we can have that miracle. We can have that miracle we need to set him free and bring him home.
That's right.
Thank you. So we have almost 500,000 signatures on our petition, and that's very helpful because I can say to a legislator, look, a lot of people care about this, and you should too. Another way that we've gotten attention and acceptance is through Ross's art. And he's launched NFTs.
Big fan, man.
And these have been amazing. There's been incredible support from the community. And we have some on auction here at the Bitcoin conference that Ross wanted to have here, that we minted on Satoshi's birthday as an acknowledgement and with gratitude for the community, the Bitcoin community that's been with him from the beginning. And it's more than just funds, which are a game changer. It's the acceptance. Ross's image is going from being a brutal drug lord or something to being an artist, sensitive person, creative, compassionate, the real Ross. People are getting to see more of that through his art and his writings. And we're using funds from the sales to help his fellow prisoners and their families and to fight for criminal justice reform. So the current artwork for sale here this week makes up the Growth Collection. It's an ongoing thing. The pieces are sold separately, which includes both physical.
A lot of different art pieces here. We're going to just keep it moving here a little bit and try to talk to Lynn when you can get proper audio, because right now it's a little bit difficult with all the noise and her speaking from the main kind of conference there. They're also doing some kind of book signings here. I'm trying to see if I see anyone I see familiar. I'm going to just keep kind of moving it here. I saw one of the other panelists I was on with. I'm going to try to find them again. Maybe I could talk to them here on camera. But yeah, packed house at our conference. It was incredible. It was awesome to see so much people caring and interested about this. saying, no Luke, we puke. It was pretty surreal, pretty absolutely incredible. So again, the YouTube app messed up, and we're gonna have to just film this way. I was talking to Tucker Carlson of all people, and when I was talking to Tucker Carlson, the YouTube app kept telling me flip the camera over, and I did, and this was the only way that it would let me stream without any kind of problems, which is ridiculous. But yeah, we're gonna continue moving it on. Hopefully we could get in touch with some speakers. Maybe we could ask Andrew Yang about a UBI Bitcoin. Wonder what Andrew Yang thinks about all the changes that have been happening at CNN recently. Wonder if he's still here somewhere. People are saying, read my comment. What is your comment? Local experimentalist UK. Actual folks actually interacting. Yes, this is what makes the conferences pretty awesome. That was pretty funny in the beginning. People are saying we should talk to Tone Vase. We have talked to Tone Vase on this channel before. Are you going to keep the video up? I don't know. I might not. People are saying get people to give you some free crypto. I mean, why? That wouldn't be something I would do, to be quite honest with you. I know that guy. Let me walk over to the speakers area. Hey man, how's it going? I'm live, yeah.
How's it going, man?
I don't know if you want to be on camera.
Oh yeah, I don't mind being on camera.
How are you? How's everything? Oh, man, how are you doing? Yeah, I'm good. Just enjoying the Bitcoin conference. It's been wild. It's been crazy. How's your experience here?
Man, it's been great. It's a lot of people, a lot of friends here.
For people who don't know you, who are you?
Yeah, Sterling Lujan. I've been in the cryptocurrency industry for some 6 years. I've been an anarcho-capitalist for even longer, for 10 years. So I'm doing everything I can to build out the cryptocurrency ecosystem, promote freedom. Financial responsibility is even more important now than ever today. Not your keys, not your crypto.
Yeah. It's been an important one. We've been talking about on this channel, like, just like any technology, how do you make sure Bitcoin stays a net positive towards freedom rather than a net negative? What do you think? Because like, there's other people saying that the Miami Bitcoin bull that has no cojones is something that represents like the Wall Streetification of crypto, which is usually underground.
Yeah, I think one of the big things is to keep Bitcoin freer, is to not just focus on Bitcoin, but focus on crypto in general and the whole concept of decentralization. And a concept around the idea of decentralization is mass adoption. The more we can get crypto in the hands of as many people as possible, the freer cryptocurrency and Bitcoin are going to become as a result of more people having access to it, because it makes it much more difficult for the authorities and the powers that be to control a society that has fully embraced crypto.
Nice, awesome. So anything specifically you're working on here?
Yeah, actually, I work with CryptoSpace and Ernesto, and we are actually building out a custodianless exchange technology, and we're trying to leverage that technology to help more and more people get out of the fiat ecosystem.
Sweet, awesome, man. Where can people find you?
Yeah, so you can find me personally at sterlinglujan.com. You can also order my book there, Dignity and Decency. And you can find us at cryptospace.com or cryptomex.com.mx.
Awesome, man. Good seeing you. I'm going to make the rounds, keep interviewing people. Good to run into you, man. Yeah, man. Good to see you as well. It's been a while. Let's hang out. Yeah, let me know what you're up to tonight. Sweet. Yeah, a lot of cool people, a lot of speakers here that I know from other conferences, like, of course, other Bitcoin conferences and other freedom, liberty-oriented conferences. Let's go find Yanni. Let's go find Yanni and call him Yanni from the Rebel News. And then go back to the speakers area and see, maybe we could get some more interviews with some other prominent individuals that might be worth having a conversation with. But we're going to continue walking here. And as you can see, an utter madhouse of people. It's kind of a long walk, specifically all the way back to the speakers area. But this is probably where we're going to find the most interesting individuals to have a discussion with. I was going to say, is that Peter Thiel? That looks like, not Peter Thiel. What's his name? The banker guy. I forgot his name. But anyway, it's like, hopefully I could, recognize some individuals. A lot of different comments. People are saying Luke's running the camera like the Fed's running fiat. And I would agree with you. Sorry for my shakiness. I bought a gimbal and the freaking gimbal stopped working. And obviously I'm not very happy about that. And then when I started the streaming, it literally streamed in a way where I couldn't flip the camera, but I was interviewing Tucker Carlson, and or I was asking him a question that I was personally curious about what he believed in. But yeah, I need an overhaul. I think I need a professional cameraman to do these live streams, and that's going to be the goal. Get a real legit professional camera guy that's going to go with me everywhere, and then we could do way more interviews, way more conversations, way more kind of highly edited projects that I think would be worth watching. I think it's only a matter of time. Should have done this a long time ago, but it's just difficult with so much going on. Prim and Pharrell says, it's okay, Luke. It's okay. You know what to do. Don't let that stop you. No, it's definitely not going to stop me. I'm going to keep doing what I have to do. And I think, this conference is important. I think this conference symbolizes a big kind of development in our mainline society that's very fast changing in a way that's worth debating and having a conversation about. I think, a lot of people don't ask a lot of pointed questions. A lot of people usually just kind of go along and are very agreeable, especially with certain situations. That is definitely not who I am or largely kind of represent. If you guys know any camera people in Miami or in even Orlando, or just the Florida area in general, let me know. Because there's like a gajillion things. If there's a camera guy in Miami that's looking for a job today, let me know. It'll be good to get someone up here and working that, of course, could help me with some of the video production. People are saying go to colleges. I don't want no pink armpit hair, weirdo, anxiety-ridden, crazy person who believes in indoctrination centers to be doing my camera. I'd rather have a homeless guy. I'd rather give a homeless guy a camera than a college person. You kidding me? People are saying Luke creating jobs. Well, someone has to, and I think it's and I also need help just with overall helping create more content. So yeah, no pink armpit hair, anxiety-ridden, crazy people are going to be working for We Are Change anytime soon. Seriously, you're a homeless person. I'd rather you off the street. Probably works out better for me. Probably have a better work ethic than the average college student right now. So whoever told me to go to college is to specifically get a camera, man or woman. I would strongly disagree with you on that assessment. People are saying, hey, I'm your guy. People are saying pansexual cameraman. Can you even call it a cameraman if they're from college? Oh, there we go. I give that to Yanni to hold. Where's Yanni? What? Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for the consideration. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. We got our stupid gimbal that doesn't work. Can you call him a camera person? What can you call him? So they have different areas here. And the whale area is what we're walking to. This is where a lot of the funders of this conference, as well as the speakers and media, usually walk into. So we're just gonna walk in here, and this place is obviously a lot less crowded, more laid back, and you can kind of chill and relax more, and then get more of a lay of the land here. And yeah, well, you know, I always strive to try to give you guys the best show possible. And this is why, again, I started this broadcast in the spur of a moment. I only had a few seconds. I clicked record, and then the freaking camera is not lined up correctly, which is a pain in the butt. But anyway, you know, just got to make do with what you got. You got to keep moving forward. And you got to keep pushing forward. And you got to make work with what you got. People are saying language. My language was pretty good. Not chill boo boo says, oh, say I have. I can't say that. Someone's trying to get me in trouble here. Chris was saying adapt and overcome. Absolutely. Couldn't agree with you more. Holding this thing again. Yanni was supposed to hold it. I don't know why he wasn't holding it. Disappointed in you, Yanni. Not happy. I'm gonna go get some coffee here in just a little bit. But I'm also going to be showing you the media room. This is where we came from, specifically when we first originally talked to Tucker Carlson. Thank you. So now, this is the quiet area. People are saying, put the gimbal in the bag. Don't tell me what to do. I don't want to. I want to chuck this thing. Freaking disappointed, but, you know, what can you do? This is the city of Miami, and it's gutted real estate. Miami, you know, has a lot of good areas, also has a lot of crappy areas, also a lot of crap holes. But by and large, I absolutely love it here in Florida. I absolutely, really incredibly enjoy living here. The people are amazing. The energy is just very powerful. And there's a lot of really incredible people doing a lot of crazy fun projects, especially in the crypto space. The weather's nice too. It's definitely not bad at all. And that definitely helps and adds to, of course, people relaxing more and not taking life as seriously as some other people do. So, yeah, we're just walking here and going into the media room. We got another super chat by Elaine Smith, who says, you are doing great with your show. Keep up the effort. Thank you so much, Elaine. I appreciate that. It should have been smooth, but this. But yeah, we're going to continue moving on, see who else is going to be in here. There was also Francis Ngannou, the UFC heavyweight champion, that was also here just a few moments ago. Maybe we could run into him, see if he wants to. Oh, he's on? Awesome. So yeah, a lot of luminaries, a lot of different speakers from all different backgrounds coming here. Aaron Rodgers from the Green Bay Packers also is going to be speaking here at this conference. So a lot of very prominent individuals that are interesting to kind of talk to, possibly collaborate, possibly work with. This is the kind of chill hangout area for all the people speaking at this conference. Luckily, I was able to speak. People are asking me if the pool man is here. He is not. I am disappointed with him. He was supposed to be here. We were supposed to be here and doing the beanie cast, but the beanie man failed. And I don't know, maybe his beanie was over his ears, but from like, we were, of course, supposed to be doing a Miami trip, but I think there was logistical errors with setting up the RV and logistical errors with making sure that it works before this conference. And, you know, having a mobile studio is not easy. I got one in my RV. Setting one up in an RV is complicated. It's not easy, to say the least. And they had, you know, schedule difficulties, so they postponed it. And sadly, it couldn't work out with the Bitcoin conference. But we were in talks, and I think next year it'll be good to do something like that and have a live show here in front of the audience. Because again, like the amount of people here that, you know, like the show and appreciate the show is also very overwhelming. It's a lot of people. So again, we're walking this whole time. This is just where the media is put. Now, if you're, you know, media and a speaker like me, you're definitely getting a lot of exercise, as you could see, walking from point A to B, to the point where they have even set up golf cart shuttles to shuttle everyone around. I haven't seen those golf carts yet, but yeah, it's a lot of walking. I'm going to show you the media room where the prostitutes and the horse stream media delegated. There's Theo Ratliff. He's a famous NBA basketball player. He's just walked in, I think, the media room. I think he's going to be doing some interviews there. But yeah, let me show you the prostitute room of oh, there's Joe Jorgensen. I don't think you guys want me asking anything to Joe. If you guys want me to ask anything to Joe, let me know. She's the former Libertarian presidential candidate. I don't know who that lady is. I think she reminds me of some kind of celebritard. Bunch of people there. Let's see who's over there. But yeah, Joe Jorgensen. Do you guys want any specific interviews with her? All right, let's make a round here around this. What do they call it in Star Wars? Villainous. What's the word here that I'm looking for? Might get in an argument if we talk to Joe, though. I don't know if that would be a good thing. Oh, look, there's Jeff Bezos. Oh my God. No, I'm joking. That's not Jeff Bezos. Looks like him. Same height, I think. Imagine if I ran into Jeff Bezos of all people. My goodness. I would unload like a gajillion questions. I think I would ask so many questions that it would stop like the speed of time. But here they're doing their... Oh yeah, this is the den of, someone said it, filth and villainy. Yeah, I'm getting out of here. I'm getting the heebie-jeebies with the corporate media, you know, being all, bleh. Can't trust them. You might walk the wrong way and they'll try to cancel you. Got some independent journalists there, looks like. But yeah, you know what? I'm going to try to get... I pretty much showed you the entire conference. I pretty much was able to show you everything that's here. I'm going to try to get more interviews with a lot of people. There's going to be a lot of different speakers here. If there's a particular interview you want to see me get, let me know. My Twitter is wide open. My Twitter handle is @LukeWeAreChange. We, of course, are releasing another video right now, live reporting, on the ground, unbiased reporting from We Are Change about what is going on in Ukraine. We had a reporter, literally in Ukraine, Josh Friedman. Shouts out to him. Awesome individual. Definitely watch that LukeUncensored.com video. You'll be surprised at the level of stuff that we're putting out there. Still looking for a camera guy here in Miami. Hit me up if you're around. I pretty much showed you the entire conference. I'm going to be trying to get more interviews release them here that, of course, are going to be thought-provoking, interesting, entertaining, might even be a little contentious. Who knows? I'm going to end this broadcast now. I love you guys. Stay tuned for a lot more here on wearechange.org.